Hey guys, this is Joe Ajaman. The purpose of this video is to take you through the online advertising ecosystem. After watching this video, you should feel both comfortable and confident to explain, at least to yourself, how the industry works, who the players are, how media is bought and sold, and how data and technology is driving the industry, right? So I really recommend that you watch this video a couple of times, really internalize this material. It's going to be very, very useful when you have an interview to be able to articulate this, right? So do your homework and map it out yourself. I'm standing next to the whiteboard. I'm going to be mapping stuff out. So do the same thing and internalize it. So let's get right into it. This is not scripted, right? So let's just have fun, right? So the online advertising industry is made up of buyers and sellers. It's no different from any other industry. You have a buyer and a seller, right? Now, let's start with the buy side, right? So it's comprised of two main players, which is an advertiser and a media agency. Now, take an advertiser. What do they do? Take an advertiser like Coca-Cola, right? Now, Coca-Cola have a target audience in mind on every campaign. And they want to basically reach out to these target market, communicate with them, and get them to take some sort of action, right? And then you have the media agency, and what they do is they might go to Coca-Cola and say, hey, you want to reach these group of people using these mediums in terms of using online advertising strategies, whether it's video, mobile, dynamic, or social display, whatever it is. We are the experts in doing that, in getting you the results that you want. Pay us to do that for you. So that's what the media agency does, and saying to the advertiser. That's how they make money, right? And you have on the sell side, you have a publisher or a media owner. Now what they do is they create, so take a publisher like CNN, right? CNN. Now CNN creates quality content, whether it's news, entertainment, whatever, right? For people like you and I to go there and consume it, right? And they have advertising, they have ads on their website, right? That they sell to their advertisers and media agencies so they can promote their products and services on their site, right? So I hope that makes sense. So the media agency or the advertiser goes directly to the publisher and they buy inventory or impressions. Think of impressions as page views, but on the ad itself. So that's impressions. How many? So every time when you go onto a website and you see an ad and you refresh the page, that is an impression, right? So over the course of time, right, a lot of publishers came on board, right? A lot of publishers came on board, many of them, which created an oversupply situation in the industry. And also, if you have a lot of, because there were so many publishers, they had a lot of unsold inventory. What do I mean by this? So, all the advertising spaces they have. So let's say they have 10 million advertising spaces a month. Maybe 40 to 60% of that was unsold, right? So they wasn't making any money on this, right? Because there were so many of them, and it created a problem on the buy side, or made it difficult for them to do. Imagine you work, you're an advertiser or media agency, to do business with about 100 or more publishers. It's going to be really time consuming, right? So it gave birth to another player or another business model, right? Which is the AdNet. So draw this guy out. Advertising network, call it AdNet. And what they did is that they went to as many publishers they can, and they said, hey, let us buy your unsold / remnant inventory, and we are going to aggregate it, categorize it, and make it really useful for the the buy side media agencies and advertisers to come and buy it from one place, right? So the media agencies went there and bought a lot of inventory in one place. So let's say you're running a campaign and you are interested in running it on people interested in sports. You know, when you go to this side, you can buy, just by going to an ad network, you can buy a lot of sports inventory across multiple sites, but in one place, right? So it made it really easy for these guys, right? So think of the ad network. I tend to think of it as a shopping mall, right? Because when you go into a shopping mall, you can get access to McDonald's, you can eat, you can buy clothes, you can, you know, go to, if there's an arcade, you can go and play some games, or you can have a coffee, you can go use the, you know, restroom, the toilet, whatever, right? Everything is in one place, and, you know, it's very close to each other. And the opposite is that is to walk, you know, if the opposite to a shopping mall is to walk 10 minutes to each shop, right? Which is really inconvenient for you and I, right? So they're basically a broker, making it easy for the buy side to buy inventory at scale, right? So I hope that makes sense. Now, as the market or the industry became really focused, especially, you know, on the buy side, we wanted to know, you know, the buy side wants to know that who is actually looking at my ad. When I run my campaign on CNN, for example, how do I know who's actually looking at my ad, right? How do I know if it's a person earning 50K per month, male or female, or, you know, employed and blah, 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 than opposed to a 10-year-old just, you know, browsing the site, right? So the industry became really, you know, it became about not just about buying impressions, but it became about who's actually, you know, looking at my ad. So it gave birth to another business model, right, that we call the ad exchange, right? So let me map that out. So the AdX stands for ad exchange, so which enabled RTB, right? Stands for real-time bidding, real-time advertising. So which is driven by technology and data, and because of that, you have players such, you know, DMP players. DMP are data companies, DMP players, right? So and you can have data such as, let's say, demographics and stuff like that, social data, and, you know, and interest and things like that, all that great stuff. And these are basically cookie data. I'll leave some maybe information about cookies, so you can just type in cookies and read more about them, right? So, and this data, basically, so the ad exchange, think of it as the stock exchange, right? But the ad exchange is the stock exchange version, or it's the stock exchange. No, what I'm trying to say is the ad exchange, right, is like the stock exchange, but for advertising, right? I hope that makes sense. Now, what this business model did for the industry, so let's start with the sell side, is that it allows them to make their inventory available on the ad exchange, so that to unlimited demand, meaning the buy side to be able to bid on their inventory in an auction kind of model. So what the term I like to think of the ad exchange as eBay, right? So let's say if you sell watches or you sell clothes. Now you can make your clothes, people can walk into your shop and buy your clothes, or you can even, you know, give your clothes to another third party to sell your clothes on for you, and you take profit from that. Or you can sell your clothes on eBay, right, which is an auction model, more automated sort of way, right? So what this business model gave birth to other technology and systems or players in the industry. So on the sell side, it gave birth to an SSP, which stands for sales side platform or supplier side platform. So that enabled the publishers to make their inventory available on the ad exchange. So think of the SSP as an interface. So let's say you are a seller on eBay. Now, when you are filling out the listings, to sell your phone, right? Think of that little interface as an SSP, because it allows you to make your inventory, your stock available on eBay, right? So it allows them to make their inventory available on the ad exchange. It allows them to set floor prices. It gives them control and transparency in terms of who's actually bidding on my inventory, and you can exclude certain advertisers from your network or from your sites. Really gives you control, and you can set up private marketplaces that you only allow a certain group of advertisers, right, to bid on your inventory, right? So that's what the SSP did for, or is doing for the sell side. Now, the buy side also gave birth to players or technology systems. So that would be the DSP on the buy side, DSP, and also agency trading desk. So the DSP enabled the buy side to target who they want to target, basically, right? So I want someone who is male, interested in sports in London with the, blah blah blah, right? So I'm targeting those people, and I'm only showing my ads, my campaign, to those group of people that falls within a certain targeting. And this DSP is an interface for media agencies and advertisers to basically, target, set their bids, and also access private marketplaces, and also use data. Yeah, so like the DMPs, they can buy data and feed that into their, and when I say data, it's really audiences, right? Audience, the who I mentioned. They can buy data and feed that into their DSP to target those group of people on the AdX. And you also have the agency trading desk. Same thing. It's just that the agency trading desk is a proprietary system built by the media agency to do the same thing, but as the DSP. So it utilizes a DSP technology to be able to build that. So it does the same thing, right? To access the AdX. So now let's talk about the different ways of buying media now. Just to a quick recap. So the buy side media agency or the advertiser can go directly to the publisher and buy premium inventory directly, right? Or the second way is they can go through an ad network and buy remnant inventory, which is cheaper, and they can buy it at scale and is aggregated and is valuable, right? And also they can, the third business model, which is really growing, is the programmatic side of things, the auction model, the RTB, as I mentioned, where it enables both the buy side and the sell side to buy and sell programmatically in an automated fashion, auction model, real-time advertising, we call it, right? So, and then it gave birth, as I mentioned, to the on the sell side, to the SSPs, which basically allows the publishers or the ad network, I nearly missed out, to basically make their inventory available on the ad exchange, allows them to set floor prices or floor bids that is basically saying no advertiser should be able to buy my inventory for no less than a pound, for example. And also allows them to create private marketplaces. It also allows them the control and transparency in terms of who's actually, bidding on my inventory, and you can exclude and really, have a lot of control, right? And on the buy side, you have the DSPs and the the agency trading desk, whereby it allows them to basically target who they want to target, who they want to show their ads to, who they want to basically influence to take some sort of action. And it allows them to set bids, import first party and third party data into the DSP to look for those people on their ad exchange, and and then they can access private marketplaces, etc. So I really hope that this made sense, right? So I recommend that you watch this a couple of times, really map it out for yourself and really try and internalize this. Like I said, when you are in an interview situation, it's going to be really, really useful for you to be able to articulate this, for the employer. This is going to set you apart, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.